Hey there, LGYC members. Chef here. Obviously, due to the unfortunate circumstances with the quarantine, I am not able to cook for anybody. So I would like to take this opportunity to show you guys how to cook my style. And today I'll be showing you how to cook chicken marsala. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so our first step here, I took our cutting board and I wrapped it in saran wrap. I put my chicken breasts on top, and I'm going to place another layer of saran wrap right on top of those chickens so I can pound it. Now, why would I pound it? We need to keep a consistent size on the chicken so we can have a consistent cook time. Because obviously chickens are tapered. You got the fat end here and you got a skinnier end here. What you want to do is create the chicken to the same thickness as the bottom here. Now I'm not beating it to demolish it. You want to hit it with just enough pressure to make sure that the meso fibers on the bottom kind of collapse in. You want to work your way in from the center out. May need to keep adjusting here. Now, if you don't have a meat tenderizer at home, you can use the bottom of a small saute pan or anything of the like. You'll want to be gentle or you're going to rip the meat in half, and that's not what we're looking for. So when you're done pounding your chicken breasts, what you want to do is season them. Here I have kosher salt and cracked Tellicherry black pepper. Whatever you have in your house is going to work. Not everybody has kosher salt. The iodine salt will work, but kosher will be best. So we want to make sure that we season both sides with salt and pepper. That's going to make sure that our chicken tastes yummy when we're done. Next we have our seasoned flour. You can put any combination of things in here if you'd like. Just right now I have the flour and cornstarch with a little bit of salt, but you can put garlic powder, onion powder. What I traditionally do, I have porcini powder that I use. You can zest it up with chili powder. You can put in dried herbs, really whatever your personal preference is, but for this one we're going to kind of keep it simple. So we got salt and pepper. Want to make sure that chicken is nice and full of flour here. Kind of push it in. Make sure we shake the excess off. Okay, so now that we got our chicken seasoned and floured, I have my pot of boiling water for the pasta. I have my flame for the pan. So here's on high. I want to put it on a nice medium. Get your pan over the flame. Enough oil to coat the bottom, probably a tablespoon or so. And you want to make sure that you leave it to get warm. You don't want to start it in a cold pan. Okay, our pan's hot. It's time to put the chicken in. you're looking for is the reaction in the oil. And what we're doing is the oil and the flour are going to create a roux, and that's what's going to help thicken our sauce in the end. You don't want your pan really high or you're going to burn the flour. Everybody always wants to move and touch and just let it cook. You gotta let it cook. Because right now it's developing all the flavors. Once you can see the cook around the bottom of the chicken, you can tell it's time to flip. Be careful so you don't splash the oil on you. So our next step is going to be to add the mushrooms. As you can see, I've already roasted them. The reason we roast them is a mushroom is 90% water. And so cooking them into here, you're gonna leak all of the water into the sauce, and it's gonna exacerbate the cook time because now you have to cook all of the mushroom water out of the sauce to get that flavor. So what we've done is tossed it in just a little bit of oil, salt and pepper, roasted it until it's nice and crisp. All that water content is gone, and then we're going to be able to add it to our sauce. You can see the flour starting to brown in the pan, and what that's creating is called a fond, and that's where all of our flavor is going to be. So we'll add the mushrooms in here. Here we have about a half a cup of sweet Marsala wine. And this is the fun part. You may want to step back a little bit. So what we're doing right now is cooking off all the alcohol content in the Marsala. And what that's going to leave us with is the sugar content. And that's the flavor that we're trying to develop here. We're going to continue to let this cook until it gets a little bit more of a syrup consistency. show the thickness of the sauce here. That's what you're looking for. How it's coating the bottom of the pan and the rim of the plate, or the rim of the pan here. That's what we're looking for. So now that we've reduced our Marsala wine, we're going to add our chicken stock. About a cup there. And then we're also going to let that reduce. Whatever you have handy, obviously we use our own homemade stock here at the Yacht Club, but for obviously all the purposes that we have going on right now, you can use bone broth, chicken broth, stock, whatever they have at the store that's convenient for you. Just make sure it's chicken. If you also have like the bouillon cubes, you can make your own chicken stock out of the bouillon cubes in boiling water. Alright, so our sauce is really starting to thicken up here. I'm going to drop my pasta in the boiling water here. Really for only a minute or so. We had it pre-cooked, and we're just trying to warm it up and bring the starches back out onto the pasta. I don't rinse my pasta when we're done cooking it. That aids in the sauce sticking to the noodle as well as thickening the sauce. For the purposes of the video, we're going to take the chicken out here, just kind of set it off to the side, and we're going to finish our pasta. We got the rest of our sauce in there. Give it a good toss. See how the sauce is sticking to the pasta really, really nice. We don't have a whole lot of extra sauce at the bottom of the pan. This is a knob of butter, what is traditionally a tablespoon of butter. So I'd like to say that I'm going to turn the heat off here. We're going to finish it with a knob of butter. And just kind of work it in there and let it melt. Butter is a fat, so basically what's going to happen is it's going to emulsify into the sauce and just kind of balance everything out. It's also going to give the sauce a really beautiful sheen. Okay, our butter is incorporated into the sauce, and it's time to plate. That was a terrible angle. Finished, we have our chicken. And some fresh cut chives. This is a serving for one. Double it up if you're doing for two, or if this looks like too much, you can obviously split it in half. And it was fun to show you guys my chicken marsala.